Yeah. Talk about red. Yeah. Yeah. This all I'm going. Hey, I'm supposed to be petty on this one, y'all. That's why I went to a white school. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. nah, you, hey, when they gave, hey, when they gave me the first offer, the the money in the bag was a Louis. I told them I needed a Louis, not Louis, on my bag. So they gave me a Louis. So I went over here and accepted it. I start. I officially start Tuesday. No, no. Well, let me put it to you like this. I haven't done. I'll finish my own boarding tomorrow. Then it'll be done. But unlike Ed Reed, I done kept my mouth shut on public. I ain't even I ain't even said nothing about me having a job. I don't even know if it because wait a minute. I can't even wait a minute. I can't even technically say I got the job because since I got some days at my other job and I'm using them days as part of my notice, I can't officially say I got that other job until that notice has expired. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't fucking with you, man.
Let's get back to strolling instead of scrolling. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts on COVID-19 vaccines. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision for yourself and for your fam.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
This is the BCSN Pod Zone, your place for the news, views, and conversations about all things related to HBCU athletics. Here are the BCSN Sports Wrap, Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, Knights of the Round Table, the pregame show, the Carlos Brown Show, the ONG Strike Zone, and more in one place. We are changing the way you consume HBCU sports, one broadcast at a time.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only Mobile Cigar Lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
It's like a loot machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
Follow the Black College Sports Network on social media at MyBCSN1, the number 1, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at MyBCSN1.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
Can I get the now bar, please?
$1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure.
$1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
It's like a loot machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
Don't worry, Ma. We'll be there soon.
We? Is this the one?
Well, let's say I found the one who takes me to another level. Always stays calm under pressure. Most importantly, the one that helps me discover the coolest places.
This sounds wonderful.
Come outside, I'll introduce you.
They're here.
Definitely the one.
Introducing the all-new Nissan Frontier.
Support the Black College Sports Network so we can continue to provide you coverage. Go to myjbn.com/support and be a part of the Black College Sports Network.
They can follow their dreams. Some carriers will give you just one measly entertainment subscription. One is no fun. With Verizon, there's up to 7 entertainment subscriptions with your unlimited plan. That's 7 times the... 7 times the... No. 7 times the... Music, gaming, Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus, and more. That's 7 times the entertainment. Because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
Your ad could be ran here. MyJBN.com/support. MyJBN.com/support for more information.
Let's get back to strolling instead of scrolling. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts on COVID-19 vaccines. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision for yourself and for your family.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
This is the BCSN Pod Zone, your place for the news, views, and conversations about all things related to HBCU athletics. Hear the BCSN Sports Wrap, Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, Knights of the Round Table, the pregame show, the Carlos Brown Show, the ONG Strike Zone, and more in one place. We are changing the way you consume HBCU sports, one broadcast at a time.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride.
Hello and welcome to a live edition of the ONG Strike Zone. I'm Brian Fulford. That's Kelvin Rozier, and that's Kofi Hemingway. Fellas, how you doing, Kelvin? How you doing tonight?
Just like I told you and Drew earlier, it's a beautiful day in Zumunda. Doing well, my brother.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. How we doing tonight, Kofi? It took a minute to get over that one, huh?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Man, we good to see you guys. We got a packed show tonight. Good to have everybody joining us. Good to have the family tuned in, logged in, ready for tonight's show. We are loaded up, fired up, ready to go. Hoping shine some truth, shine some light onto some truth, that or something to that effect. But anyway, tonight's show, we've got the guest rundown looks like this. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we're going to talk to one of our new recruits joining the FAMU football program in 2023, Levante Bo Somerset. He's just coming back from tonight. He texted us, and he's coming back from his awards banquet, so he's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. Then at the top of hour 2, we've got Troy Johnson, the assistant AD for football operations, is going to join us. And then at the bottom of hour 2, we have Stashay Gordon, who is going to join us. She's a FAM alum, a Marching 100 alum, and a comedian. So the last half hour, it will be very interesting to see how many BCU Wildcat jokes come flying out of everyone's mouth in that last half hour. So this is going to be a good show, and it's all love. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Always, please make sure you're following the ONG Strike Zone on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at ONG Strike Zone. Please help us get those numbers up. So if you're not following us on those platforms, please do hit the thumbs up button. If you're watching us right now on YouTube, or if you're watching us on Facebook, we appreciate that. Always want to encourage you to download the Jericho Broadcast Networks app. Jericho Broadcast Networks is the parent company of the Black College Sports Network, which we are a part of. You can find the app on the Google Play and Apple App Store. So first of many plugs that we'll be getting in throughout the course of the show. Well, fellas, this is one of those shows where, we pride ourselves in talking about all things related to FAMU athletics and culture. And sometimes we got to talk about maybe things just on the peripheral, but it's an important topic because it affects not only one of our in-state brethren, it affects our conference brethren, and so thus it somewhat relates and affects us because trust me, we know about challenges. So, sometimes, it's interesting watching the events of the past week and weekend of the Ed Reed and Bethune-Cookman saga play out. But trust me, we all have problems, and no two problems look alike. I mean, we trust me, we've had our own issues and problems. And so as we kind of look at things that have played out over the weekend, you know, uh, Nicholas Dixon came on our show on Wednesday, gave great insight into those first couple of uh, posts by Coach Reed and just some of the reaction from players and things of that nature. Well, since that time, of course, you had the Saturday announcement by Reed. Look, whether you say he stepped away, he doesn't say he stepped away. Reggie Theus says they asked him to step away. Whatever it is, he's no longer affiliated with Bethune-Cookman University. We saw the Roland Martin interviews with not only the interim president, Dr. Drake, I believe his name is. You saw Roland's interview with Ed. Yeah, I feel that. And then, of course, today, our FAMU own Vaughn Wilson, part of HBCU Game Day, dropped an exclusive this morning with AD Reggie Theus, which I thought was well done. Great job, Vaughn. Props to Vaughn Wilson for that. So, look, fellas, I asked the immediate question to all of us because there's a lot to break down, but I don't want to get too stuck in the weeds. So I asked the question, who won? And it's not a win or lose, because I think that's a different way I want to say it. So I'll look at it like this: who's right, who's wrong, but what's really being missed here? So that's sort of the question that I pose to you guys, and say, who's right, who's wrong, what's really being missed? Which one of you two? Let's see. Let's see. We always seem to start with Kofi. I'll let Kelvin jump in there and start first on this one.
So I was a little bit I was impacted more than I thought I would be with this story. There was a lot of people on all sides of it, and it really kind of got me down a little bit. It was kind of a drag for a while, man, because it was such a divisive issue. You had people at each other, and sometimes two things can be true. It can be true that someone needs to be more. When you in a leadership role, you have to be professional, and you have to present yourself in a certain way, in a certain light, and especially when you new to an environment. And so I always worried about temperament with these kind of hires, because I not because people are bad people. Ed Reed is Ed Reed. All right, everybody know who he is. He's a good guy and done a lot, still doing a lot. So this is not a shot at him, but man, it's difficult. I mean, it's a difficult situation, and you saw how difficult the situation was when later on, as the students spoke out. But I guess what is missed is what I've always been preaching, and I think our show has done a good job of talking about this. Uh, the student athlete's experience, right? That's what's missed. Everybody worried about Ed Reed or about Bethune, about celebrity hires. No, the issue is that they had student athletes and students living in unacceptable conditions, and I don't want to hear anything about I understand, the situations in terms of the the hurricanes and etc. But let's be honest. All right, if that was the president's office and they had mold and mildew, or they had trash, whatever the case may be, they have the whole physical plan up there. Immediately, they'll be responsive to the needs of the president. Well, why don't we treat everybody that way, especially our students? Because without them, our universities don't exist. That's what's being missed. That's the point. It ain't got nothing to do with if somebody's a celebrity and they don't understand HBCU culture. And no. We got to do better. We can do better. It was unacceptable, And one thing Ed Reed speaking out did, it gave the students, they found their voice. And through that voice, there's going to come change. Same thing happened at our great university when our team spoke up in this fall, and we were having issues with compliance. Now we have a full compliance staff, more staff than we've had that I can remember ever, just for compliance, committed to compliance. So speaking up is not a bad thing.
That's not me.
Not me either.
Yeah, let's try to make sure we figure out where that audio is coming from. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Kelvin.
No, that to me, that's the bottom line, right? I don't want to get into too much about, but the student athletes is an L for everybody, in my opinion. It's an L for everybody. It's L for Ed Reed. It's an L for BCU administration. It's L for the students. And at the end of the day, they still got to find a coach. They still got to try to get some kind of recruiting class here. Then they got to address the needs of the students there, and of course you're going to lose some of those students, and they should, And then my problem is, yes, Reggie Theus is talking now. The president, interim president, is talking now, but they ain't did jack. They should have been talking They should have been talking in the fall. I mean, kids ain't got nowhere to shower. They freezing outside. They got mold and mildew. They man, I saw a clip where they playing the University of Miami. I know that's a guaranteed game. I know they getting $400,000-$500,000, right? And the kids coming off sideline, giving them one helmet, one guy taking his helmet off, getting to the next guy. Division I program? Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Honestly, man, I know it impacts us because of Florida Classic and everything, but man, if times that hard, you really need to think: do you need a football program right now? If it's that bad, because that's unacceptable.
Wow.
Kids' safety is nothing more important. And if you ain't got certified helmets, man, you shouldn't be playing ball. For every player.
Kofi, right, wrong, what's being missed in all this?
Nobody's right in this situation except for the students. I think Ed Reed was. Let me clarify. Let me rewind. The students are right to speak up. Ed Reed was right to speak up and expose this issue. Obviously, he was wrong and unprofessional in his presentation. The administration was wrong for allowing this problem to get to where it is. It should not be at this level right now. If you're doing your job, there is no way. And I heard Theus's, and I heard the president's interview, and I'm still looking at both of them like, okay, you all let somebody, your protocols, policies, and procedures are jacked up. If you nigger rig that, you get nigger rig results. Y'all weren't professional in the way that you all went through the hiring process with Ed Reed. There should have been more vetting. There should have been more scripted follow through with the protocols in terms of the sharing of the keys, all of that stuff. You do not get keys because you don't have a contract. Okay. Yeah. You don't start working yet until you get the contract. We have not made the announcement yet. Okay. Now, the president was wrong in his interview for not owning the dysfunction of his own behavior, his own actions, and the board's dysfunction and their actions. Okay? You cannot defend what's not working.
is the way the board is functioning, is it working to promote or to lead BCU to another level? Or is the board's functionality right now running it down into the ground? It's that simple. Is this working? Okay. Let's go to the fact that you said, well, the President Drake said, well, it's not mildew, it's mold. No, it's not mold, it's mildew. Let that marinate for a minute.
It ain't funny, but it's funny.
It's not mold, it's mildew. Dr. Drake.
It's different.
Dr.
It's
Drake.
different.
Dr. Drake. Listen, sir. Mold and mildew are both fungus. Mold and mildew carry germs and bacteria. If your students get sick from the mold or the mildew, even though the mold is worse, they're going to sue you. And they're going to sue the university, and you won't have a job. Mildew and mold are both nasty and disgusting. They're both bad. You cannot prefer one over the other one. It's a sign that it's unclean. It's a sign that it's unsafe. Own it. Well, we didn't hire Ed Reed yet, so we didn't. Negro, clean the darn the office wasn't clean. Just say that. The office was not clean. We should have handled that. We're good. We're on top of it moving forward. Then Ed Reed has keys to the building. He's bringing all these people onto the campus so that they can explore, just to see how raggedy your conditions are, on the fact that they are raggedy. Now, here's my next thing. Y'all bring everybody back onto the screen, because I don't want this to be a monologue. I need to see everybody's face. All right. So the students are who you are called to serve. And in this case, it's the student athletes. You have student athletes in a COVID environment switching out helmets where bodily fluids are released. Not only are there bodily fluids being exchanged in the helmet and mixed in the helmet, you already have mold and mildew in the darn helmets. So tell me how that makes sense and how that is acceptable for a Division I institution in 2022, 2023. Now, if I'm going to tell you a story, I'm going to go off a little bit and I'm bringing it back home. I had a client in Atlanta who is a chiropractor, was playing tennis, and, I asked him about, what happened to him. He said, well, I was playing softball. I slid into second base. I broke my leg. I went to the hospital. They performed surgery on me. They did it the wrong way. My surgery got infected. So now they had to amputate my leg because of the staph infection that was there. This is a white man. Doctor. So, of course, he sued the hospital and got plenty of money, et cetera, but he's still walking around with a peg leg, a prosthetic leg. We're acting like this can't happen. What happens if one of those Bethune-Cookman athletes had gotten sick, and from what I understand, one of them did get sick and was down for a few weeks because of an infection? How can you allow this to go on in this day and age? Now, my question one for the administration is, did y'all know about this? If you didn't know about it, why didn't you know about it? Those are two questions, and both of them no matter how you answer them, Bethune, both are unacceptable. How is it that you don't even have showers on campus for your darn athletes? Dia said that today. No locker rooms on campus. You're hoarding your equipment in an unsanitized warehouse or storage unit. How is that acceptable? Why are there no standards in regards to your equipment upkeep? From what I understand, this is an internal thing, and however universities handle that. But I have to bring the NCAA into this or the SWAC because for these kids to be going through this at this level is totally unacceptable.
Yeah. I was
Because
just
if they
thinking, I
get
mean, how
sick,
much
if
of it is the state
somebody
of
gets
Florida?
sick, somebody dies, somebody gets hurt, if it's my child, I'm suing the school, I'm suing the SWAC, and I'm suing the NCAA. I'm suing all of them. Because you should have had some standards, you should have had some protocols, you should have had something in place to protect the kids. That's why you have rules, not to make people feel bad. You have rules to establish boundaries. You have rules to establish standards. You have rules to be able to enforce quality. So apparently there is no quality assurance at Bethune. It's a lack of institutional control.
And how much of this do
And
we look
because
back on this
nobody is
Terry
accepting.
Sims? How much of this do we look back on the Terry
Look,
Sims era with
Terry is
with a
accountable.
whole new light?
Coach
That's what I'm saying.
Sims,
Yes, he's definitely accountable now.
Coach Sims is accountable. Reggie Theus is accountable. President Drake is also accountable. The board of trustees is accountable because from what I understand, the students knew that this was trifling. Terry Sims did address it, but they did nothing about it. He should have went public then.
True.
He should have told everybody, look, I got my players out here. This is unsafe. They're packing stuff. They're packing their equipment and storing it under the stadium. Let's talk about
their
that.
own Lysol.
Exactly.
They burn their own
How
Lysol.
long was that going
They
on?
wash their own uniforms. Man, come on.
How is that acceptable in 2022, 2023? That's the part. That's the part that's going to screw the gate. Everybody got a broke gate. We've seen broke gates before. It's still unacceptable. It's still unacceptable. Your kids need, let me finish this and I'm going to let it go. Your kids need to have showers at the stadium. They do not need to be riding around in a COVID environment on a bus, sweaty, musty, exchanging sweat, exchanging germs in a post-COVID environment. We don't need that. It's ridiculous.
I agree 100% with you on that thought, Kofi. And I think you're the first person. I heard you and Scotty bring up some great points on the show on Monday, especially as it relates to Sims, which is the first time I heard that mentioned. And you talking about the NCAA getting involved. That unless I missed somebody else talking about it, that too needs to be brought up. Kelvin, we got about a minute before we go to break. I want to give you a chance to get a last word in here before we go to the break and get into our next segment.
The other big L for me was the fact that they allowed recruits to come on campus Saturday with their parents and witness this foolishness, this fiasco. I don't know how that happens. If you said somebody had to do recruiting, so evidently had some keys or had some assets. So if you had allowed him, and you know these recruits was coming, but you was making this decision, I know the basketball coach, and he ain't winning there either. But I know he was on the road. But how do you allow these kids, these parents, and these recruits to find out this information from Ed Reed? The guy you ain't hired, not you. It's just totally dysfunctional, man. I mean, it's embarrassing. I don't want to hear from the AD, frankly, and the president. It's too late. The only thing
You
I
know,
want to hear
yeah.
is that we resigning. To be honest, if I'm alumni of that institution, it's way too late.
Well,
So
they
I
have
think we
such
really
odds with their
go ahead.
yeah they're at such odds with their alumni association. I don't even know how that would work. We'll talk more about this a little bit later on the show. We're gonna bring it back to FAMU. Coming up on the other side of the break, we're gonna talk to one of our newest recruits for the 2023 season, Levante Bo Somerset, and we'll talk to Levante here on the other side of this break. You're watching the O&G Strike Zone. We'll be back in 2.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
Follow the Black College Sports Network on social media at MyBCSN1, the number 1, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at MyBCSN1.
Time to call a credit repair company.
Okay, we good.
All right, welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Brian Fulford, Kelvin Rozier, Kofi Hemingway joining us right now. Class of 23 recruit, soon to be joining us on the highest of Seven Hills. None other than Levante Bo Somerset. Levante, listed as an athlete, but a lot of the film you'll see him running away from defenders. 5'11" from North Fort Myers High School, actually having a team banquet this evening. Bo, thank you for joining us this evening. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Man, we're blessed, doing well. Pleasure to have you on, joining us. First off, let's start with the award ceremony. How did the award ceremony go for you? What awards did you bring home tonight?
It went pretty well. I brought home MVP of the team and team captain, so that went pretty well.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Of course, for those who may not know, you were voted the 2022 Fort Myers News Press All Area Football Team, first team on offense. You were also first team last year on that team. Talk a little bit about how the season went. Where did you guys finish up this past year?
We went 7-2. We lost to the same team twice. The first time we lost to them 17-8 in the regular season, and then second round of the playoffs we actually lost to them by one. 32-33, but I actually got hurt in the third quarter, so I couldn't play the fourth. But the season went pretty well. I would say we came together as a good team, and I made a lot of plays for my team. We're a really good team, but those two losses against the same team just killed us, to be honest, and that's really it.
All right, all right. Kelvin, jump in there. What do you got for Bo?
So, Bo, I see you play both sides of the ball, and you do it really well. By the way, very impressive. My question is, do you have a preference? Would you rather play offense, defense? Does it matter? And if you do have a preference, what you like about your preference more than the other side?
I like the offensive side of the ball more. So I think when I come to FAMU, I'm gonna be playing slot and probably running back, a little running back.
Okay, all right. You had a lot of offers from a lot of schools, right? And you chose FAMU, and you was always solid with it. You never wavered, man. And you look good in orange and green, by the way, already. But
True that. True that.
but uh, but I just wonder, why were why FAMU for you? Why was it the school for you?
I mean, it was just a blessing getting the offer, and I've been coming up to FAMU since I was about 5 years old. My cousin graduated from there, and a couple other family members, and I would say Coach Devin Rispress just helped me a lot. And whenever he got the job, it was just like, he's really good at recruiting and other stuff like that. So I just give a big shout out to him. And when I came up on the visit, it was just different. It was like a family environment. The coaches treated me well, um, and just the people around me. That's who I want to be around. So that's really why I could stay committed and stay solid to the program.
Nice, nice. Go ahead, Kofi.
But brother Bo, so what I want to know is, what are you going to be majoring in, and tell us a little bit more about yourself.
I'm going to be majoring in digital design, or I want to be physical education. And I mean, about myself, I play basketball. I'm really good at like editing and stuff like that, like editing videos, taking pictures. Um, and yeah, I play a couple sports also, like track and baseball. And I
Gotcha.
think I'm just a really good person other than that.
Gotcha. So you gonna be one of our multi-sport athletes, or you gonna focus primarily just on football? Because our
I'm not
basketball
sure. I
team
don't
is.
know if I can get into the little basketball program, but I think I will just focus on football for now on.
Okay. Well, that'll work, man. So would you classify yourself as a creative?
What? I couldn't hear you, sir.
As a creative.
Oh yeah, I'm very creative on that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, Bo, you mentioned, of course, having played a few sports. What's the rundown of sports that you've played there at North Fort Myers?
I played basketball at Norfolk Myers. I broke a couple of records. I got the most steals in a season, the most assists, and I didn't play my freshman year, but I'm like 75 points away from 1,000. So I've been scoring about 300, 400 points a year. So yeah, I would say I'm pretty good at basketball too. And track, I did long jump and 4x1.
So are you playing basketball currently this season?
Yes, sir. I had a game last night.
Okay, okay, nice. How'd it go for you? How'd it go last night?
It went pretty well. I had 22 points. I don't remember how many assists, but um, two other of my teammates broke records last night too. One of my teammates, Octavius Weaver, he had 1,000. He broke the 1,000 point record, and then my other teammate Quentin Wimbush, he actually broke Deion Sanders' record for 45 points.
Oh,
Oh.
nice, nice.
So you went to
Okay,
Dion's high
okay.
school.
Yes, sir. I'm going there right now. Norfolk Myers High.
Okay.
Hey, how does in the recruitment process, and I've heard this from other coaches. A lot of football coaches love seeing guys such as yourself that are also playing basketball. Um, in talking with Coach Simmons and the other coaches, how did they sort of translate, or how did they or how does basketball translate for you when it's time for football? I mean, did the coaches like the fact that you're also a multi-sport guy that also plays basketball? Talk a little bit about the relationship there between those other sports and football.
I mean, basketball helps you a lot with like quickness and staying in front of people. So whenever I told Coach Rispers and Coach Simmons that I play basketball, they actually liked it a lot because I'm staying in shape, and I'm just my footwork's pretty well with that, and I think basketball helps a lot with like footwork, staying in shape, and other stuff like that.
Mhm. All right, all right. But one more question, Kelvin, because which classification is North Fort Myers? Are you guys 6 or 7A?
We're 6A.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna
But
keep.
like
I
now
gotta
they
look out
have
for
they
you
have
guys.
something like Metro or something like that, but I don't remember.
Well,
Metro
yeah, I was thinking
and
about
Suburban
for
or something like
basketball
that.
though. Basketball for
Oh,
basketball. Are you
I
six
think
A?
I think we're 6A.
Okay. Okay. Good deal. Yeah, they switched the whole thing with football with Metro and Suburban
Oh
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Kelvin, go ahead.
So, Bo, what is your expectation? First of all, when are you planning on coming on campus at FAMU? And then, what is your expectations your first year once you get there? Well,
I
what are
come
you trending for?
I come in June, like a couple days after graduation, and I'm coming in to work. So, I mean, I just want to be a true freshman, come in and play instantly. But I know I got to work hard, learn the plays and stuff like that. So, I'm just ready to come in and work hard, to be honest, and help change the program. I mean, Coach Simmons is doing a good job, and I just want to be a part of it.
Yeah, so you talked about playing slot, and of course, we have a NFL uh, potential draftee that's leaving our program after using his eligibility, Xavier Smith. And you say you've come to games and watched the team for a while. Did you watch him over the last 3 years? And what's your take on how you think you can fit into the offense and have similar success?
I mean, I think I would say I play similar as K Dot. So I mean, I think I could come in and fill his position whenever he leaves, or just come in and be a part of the program, like how make an impact on how he did. So yeah, that's. I think I can fit in the offense pretty well.
Okay, last question. What's your 40 time? What's your 100 time?
I ran a 4.57, and my 100 time. I don't think I ran 100 in track. I just ran 4x1, to be honest.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Cool.
Great.
I just
Go ahead,
have
coach.
one question. All right. I have one question. Well, two. I'm gonna make it two. Who's your favorite football player? And can you dunk? Like, if you had the opportunity to dunk on somebody, would you go on ahead and give them the dunk, or we laying it in?
Okay, so if we're laying it up on somebody, then I'll probably say, well, if we're dunking on somebody, I'll probably say I wouldn't dunk on somebody, but I would try. But if we're just going on like, oh, I get a fast break, then yeah, I'll punch it. And my favorite basketball player or football player?
Let's say both.
I'll say favorite basketball player is LeBron James, and then favorite football player,
Coming to the right school.
uh, that's kind of hard, but uh,
Give us three.
I'll say I'll say my favorite receiver is probably Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very good
Nice.
choice.
Who's gonna win the Super
Have you
Bowl?
had it?
I got the Bengals.
Mm,
Good choice.
all right.
Okay.
Is
Yeah,
that
I
is
like
that
Jamar Chase.
is that your team you like?
No, I actually like the 49ers, but I just like Jamar Chase. So yeah, I like Jamar Chase. So I'm gonna just go with him.
Man, giving up on your team to go with the Bengals. What are you gonna do if the Bengals and Niners are in the Super Bowl, Bo? That's gonna tug at your heart a little bit, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, but I probably just gonna go for the 49ers and then just
Make money off the
congratulate.
Bengals.
Yeah, make money off Jamar Chase and other stuff like that. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. You stick with the individual player and then you root for the team. And that way, if the individual player has a great game and the 49ers win, you come out feeling good on both ends. I like that. I like that. That's
Yeah,
a
for
solid
sure.
plan. Solid plan.
Yes, sir.
I was going to ask you. You mentioned LeBron being your favorite guy. Have you had a chance to get the new LeBron, the FAMU LeBrons yet? What's the buzz among your teammates, your peers about the new LeBrons and the FAMU collection?
No, sir. I haven't got the FAMU LeBrons, but I'm soon to get the FAMU Dunks. I got some orange and green ones right now though, but I want to get the original FAMU Dunks though. So I should have them in like a couple of weeks.
Okay. All right. All right. What is the amongst other recruits in the class of 2023? Have you connected with any of the other incoming recruits? What has that experience been like? Again, you were one of those guys who committed early. You stayed strong. So talk a little bit about the connection that you've been able to build with other incoming recruits.
Uh, I would say Justin Bostic. If you know him, that's we hung out. We hung out a few times. He came up there when I was up there. I think it was for the Southern game or the Arkansas Baptist game, and then we got a few other recruits that we're trying to get, or like uh, Oral Gray. Really good running back and safety. So I'll probably say that's really the only two that I hung out with on like on my official visit or even visits at all.
All right. Are you breaking any news? Is Bostic still gonna side with fam, right? Are you breaking any news? What do you know? What can you tell us?
I mean, he's committed. I hope he committed like I was. So hopefully we'll see February 1st.
Right, right, right. Kelvin Kofi, any final questions you want to ask Bo before we let him get back to his banquet and everything this evening?
Is the banquet finished, or you got to get back to it?
Nah, it's finished, but I'm actually out to eat with my team right now. But I told him I had to step out to do this interview, so it's fine.
Okay. All right, man. Well, we want you to enjoy your moment with your team and so forth. So I ain't got no more questions, man. We appreciate you coming
Yes,
on,
sir.
man.
If
And
y'all
can't wait.
if y'all ever need me back on here, I'm happy to hop up back on here.
All right,
Let's
we got
go.
you. We know.
We'll definitely reach out to do that. Let people know, give the plugs, let people know where they can find you on social media, and so that the Rattler Nation that's not already following you can follow you.
My Instagram is __ B0EE, and my Twitter is Levante S. And I actually have a YouTube channel. If you just search up my name, it's Bo Somerset.
Okay.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
YouTube, boss.
definitely
Look
check
at you.
that out.
What? Well, I gotta go check the YouTube. What kind of stuff you doing on the YouTube?
I just do a little basketball video. I haven't dropped a video for a while, but I dropped a video hanging out with my friends and stuff. But when I get to FAMU, I'm going to be doing something like that with the team and stuff like that.
All right, all right. Well, we look forward to it. So we'll make sure to follow you Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. Again, Bo, congratulations on your awards tonight on the season. Good luck in the basketball tournament. I know last week of the regular season's coming up. Senior week,
Yes,
senior
sir.
day is probably next week. And good luck in the playoffs. And we look forward to
My
seeing you up in Tallahassee.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right. Again, everybody, that's Levante Bo Somerset. We appreciate him coming in and joining us. I tell you guys, I love the fact that Bo committed early before the
Yeah.
season, stayed strong, reached out. Now, I will say the reason I asked about the Bostic thing, I know
Yeah.
Bostic committed, but we also, he's doing the other visits. So I'm just hoping that, no other schools have come along and impressed him too much. So that's why I kind of asked anything about Bostic. What are your thoughts on Levante coming to the program?
So
I like him.
typically you don't want to have put too much pressure or expectations on a true freshman. But if anybody saw his film over the last 2-3 years, uh, he is a stud, and he's a solid 3-star. Been a 3-star for a while. He had offers at Power Fives. So coaches, y'all did a great job in maintaining your relationship with this young man. And I see him and Justin Bostic and some of the names he mentioned interact and talk and so forth. But he's a stud, man, and I think he has skill sets that translate, and so it's possible for him to maybe come in and contribute. Now, our receiving core is real steep, but I think he's going to bring some competition.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys noticed? It should not. We brought in some really dynamic freshmen over the last couple years as we've watched the recruiting, and we've sort of seen them, and then we haven't seen them, and I think that probably speaks to the challenges of being a freshman student athlete. And I hope that we have the good infrastructure in place to provide these freshmen with the good academic support they need so that they can maintain eligibility, manage all the stuff that we remember when we were freshmen and we didn't. Well, I mean, Kofi, you obviously had the band, but I know it was challenging just being a freshman by itself. So adding, let alone adding stuff to that like football, the 100. I mean that can be tough. It can wear on you. Any freshman tales you want to tell there, Kofi? Nope. Okay, we'll leave it at.
Why he tried you
We'll
like
leave
that,
it.
Cole?
No, I didn't try. I was just asking. I was just asking. Look, I was
Yeah,
hundreds
man,
of
you
miles
tried to
away
get
from
on
home.
live TV.
No,
You
I
tried to
Yeah,
did
get
he
that
not.
gets
man
it
No, I
every.
Emerson
did
Phillips
not.
on live TV, man.
No, I didn't. Come
We
on,
don't know
stop it.
nothing.
Look, so um uh this is the one thing that I know about Coach Simmons is that he has an eye for talent. And I've seen coaches come in and guys that are really, really good, they're like on the bench. And you don't find out about them. Like the previous coaching staff had Bishop Bonnet on the bench. And when he got the ball, everybody's like, well, is he a new recruit? Like, where did he come from? You had Leroy Van on the team. Everybody's sitting up there like, is he a recruit? Van had been there, but Coach Taylor saw something in him and put him out there. And Coach Simmons gave Bishop Bonnet an opportunity, and he made the most of it. So, Bo is gonna have an opportunity to show what he's got. I mean, Francis has gotten into the game, and our running back core is deep. He reminds me in his build of a Zende Ray. He can catch, he can run, he's got ball skills. If he brings it and remains focused, he's gonna have an opportunity to play.
Yes.
All right. Before we go to our next break, we got to mention our men and women's basketball trip to Mississippi.
No, we don't. We don't have to mention nothing. Keep going.
Go ahead.
There's only
We gotta do it.
4
We
minutes.
gotta do it.
There's 4 minutes. It'll be quick because there's only 4 minutes left in this segment, so maybe we can get in and out.
It seems like it's something going on with the cameras anyway. We can break it down and take a commercial break and come back. Let's do that. Seriously.
All right, we'll take a break. Come back. reset things, and get ready for our interview with Troy Johnson coming up at the top of the hour. You're watching the ONG Strike Zone. We'll be back in just a moment.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
Can I get the now bar, please?
$1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
Don't worry, Ma. We'll be there soon.
We? Is this the one?
Well, let's say I found the one who takes me to another level. Always stays calm under pressure. Most importantly, the one that helps me discover the coolest places.
This sounds wonderful.
Come outside, I'll introduce you.
They're here.
Definitely the one.
Introducing the all-new Nissan Frontier.
Support the Black College Sports Network so we can continue to provide you coverage. Go to myjbn.com/support and be a part of the Black College Sports Network.
Some carriers will give you just one measly entertainment subscription. One is no fun. With Verizon, there's up to 7 entertainment subscriptions with your unlimited plan. That's 7 times the... 7 times the... No. 7 times the... Music, gaming, Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus, and more. That's 7 times the entertainment!
Because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
Your ad could be ran here. MyJBN.com/support. MyJBN.com/support for more information.
Let's get back to strolling instead of scrolling. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts on COVID-19 vaccines. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision for yourself and for your fam.
Is my lighting good?
All right, welcome back to the ONG Strike Zone. Brian, Kelvin, and Kofi coming up here in a couple of minutes. We'll have Troy Johnson joining us here. But as I said, coming out of the break, we'll just briefly mention our men and women's basketball trip to the SIP. A pair of losses for our men and women against Alcorn State on Saturday, Jackson State on Monday. I have no answers as to, the women's losses, 72-60 to Alcorn, 72-51 to Jackson State. I mean, look, The women covered 21.5 against Jackson State, so I guess they covered expectation. So I mean, if you played FAMU, you covered. And we probably held over the last few years. Jackson State has beaten us up, so I think we represented. But I mean, unfortunately, not enough offense in either case. And the sad part is, I went and looked at the stats against Alcorn, and there's no rhyme or reason why we lost other than just a couple of possessions. I mean, four or five more possessions that they scored and we didn't, and we lose by 12. For the men, though, this is where I'm gonna get to the men for a second, because the disappointment thing about the Alcorn game, 47 points, and when I saw 47, something told me, hey Brian, go look up the fewest points scored in the shot clock era of college basketball. And for those of you who know, the shot clock came in sometime in the mid 80s. 45 points sits as the sort of the floor of the top 100 lowest offensive outputs. The 47 points we scored, by the way, we were sitting at 44 prior to a three-pointer with 31 seconds left. We almost tipped into one of the lowest outputs in college basketball. Thankfully, we made it out of that, so nobody will remember the fact, other than us, that we only scored 47. Again, defense. We held an opponent to under 60. Guys, I'm telling you now, I've talked to college coaches recently. When you hold teams under 60, you are supposed to win those games. Dominguez Stevens, who had been hot over the last couple of weeks, played 12 minutes, scored 4 points. I don't know the background. I don't know. No one else is really reporting or telling why Dominguez Stevens only played 14 minutes. But when I went to look, that's what he played and scored. Okay. The next night against Jackson State, we had that game won. We were plus 490 on the money line. I actually got FAMU. I picked us to win and beat Jackson State, Kelvin. And I was sitting there counting them. I was counting bills. Counting bills. We lost in the last 30 seconds. I know, Kofi. I know it was. I know. I had a few extra to spare. But anyway, quickly, Kelvin, any quick thoughts on the basketball weekend before we get to our guest?
The big thing for me was the Dominguez Stevens playing time. We scored below our average, which is right around 58 points, I think, somewhere around there as our average on the season. It correlates directly to the Dominguez Stevens minutes. You're right. He played 14 minutes one game, and he played 9 minutes then against Jackson State. It makes no sense at all. So I have nothing, man, and I'll be at the games Saturday and Monday trying to hopefully this will be the first game. I think that the hopefully the band will be there and the students in full force. So hopefully we'll have that environment rocking and we can inspire these kids. And I know it's probably a recruiting weekend for the football, so we'll probably have them in the house too. And I have to say I've seen the coaches pretty much, most of them, at all the basketball games anyway. So yeah, hopefully we'll have loss and everybody come out of loss. And I know that our records ain't where we wanted to be, but come out of loss and let's support the team. Let's be Rattlers all the time, win, lose, or draw.
All the time. Alabama A&M on Saturday, Alabama State on Monday. All right, let's bring in our guest, producer Drew. Let's bring in the assistant AD for football operations. He is Coach LaTroy Johnson. Coach, how you doing tonight?
How we doing? How we doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm glad for you guys to extend the invitation to me. I'm excited to be on here with you guys tonight, talking everything Rattlers, football, athletics, and all that above. So I think it's been a long time overdue. You know, I've been seeing y'all guests, and I'm like, when they gonna call me? Like what I got to do to get on the show, right? So I'm finally here. So let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Well said, Coach. Definitely overdue. Glad to have you on. Hey, for folks who don't know you very well, tell us, give us the Cliff Notes version of how you made your way to FAMU, and a little bit about your role as the AD of football, assistant AD of football ops.
Yeah, man. I'll say one word is how I got the fam, and that's relationships that me and Coach Simmons developed over 20 plus years ago. And God, uh, that relationship has transcended. I'll say lifetimes because we both have kids that are 16, while we have been developing relationships. So that's how I got here. Me and Coach, um, he's a year ahead of me. We've been friends ever since, and we had the privilege of working together for our really good friend and mentor Rick Stockstill over at Middle Tennessee in the early 2000s, mid to early 2000s. And we always kind of manifest working together as him being the head coach and me being someone on the staff. And we finally been able to put that to, put that dream to bed and make it a reality. And all travel, all travel for football, the whole yards. I'm also responsible for all the day-to-day activities of the football program in-house. I oversee all of the.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Look
Kelvin,
like
can you
got
hear
somebody.
me?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
You
I
got
can
lost.
hear
snipe.
you.
I think that might be on coaches. I think that's on coaches in here. We gotta check his connection here in just a second to make sure we're on a good Wi-Fi signal with Coach there. So give us a second, and we'll kind of get that squared away with Coach Johnson here coming up.
You guys got me? Am I still here?
Yeah, we got you. I think we might have lost you on your signal there a little bit. I know
Hey,
things
Pastor
get crazy
Troy,
with
can you
Wi-Fi.
turn your phone to the side? Turn it like this. Uh-oh. We working it out. Working it out.
Yeah.
Them snipers is busy tonight. They
You're
don't want
asking
this
for you
message
asking
to get out.
for
Look,
you asking. Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying, anytime there is something important that has to be shared, a lot of times there's additional warfare. But we gon' there we go.
We back?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're back. We're back. All right, so we're,
Good
we're
deal.
going we're going. Well, so you were talking a little bit about a little of the functions of your role there.
Yeah. So, and I don't know what part cut off, but mainly I'm in charge of all of the day-to-day operations for the program. So that's all the support staff areas that touch football, from equipment to sport, video, strength and conditioning, our recruiting department, and our newly player development area as well too. So I oversee all of that. I'm in charge of travel, making sure we can travel at a first class rate. We stay at first class hotels and eat first class foods, and do all of those things that go into our road game and our preparation while we're away from Brad.
So this time of the year for you, which part of the season are you planning? I'm sure you're also looking at the fall, but are you focused right now on the spring or the recruit? I know. Let me backtrack. We got recruiting, signing days coming up. Then you got the spring practices, and then you got summer and fall. Which part of the planning process are you in right now?
All of it. All of it. I think the key to it is to be very organized, right? Be organized and detailed to make sure that you are where your feet are. So right now we're in the tail end of our recruiting season. We have done a really great job. Our coaching staff has really done a really good job to identify talent in the early signing period. As you all know, that we've signed a plethora of athletes in that early signing period. So we're pretty much on the tail end of it now, recruiting wise. We'll probably sign anywhere between 2 to 5 individuals coming up in February on signing day, and then we would transition into from a football standpoint into our conditioning and into spring practice. For me, once we get recruiting season over with, I'm transitioning now into finding hotels for the 23 season, getting ready to get out on the road and do some site visits, spend some times with the potential hotels that we're looking to partner with in the 23 season. So that's kind of where my mindset is right now, is getting that done.
Okay, Kelvin, go ahead.
I was wondering, do you help play any kind of role with the schedule itself and scheduling with coach? I know coach and the AD, talk and stuff, but I was wondering, do you play a role in that? And also, in terms of kind of peel the onion back in terms of how do you go about contacting hotels and choosing locations? What are you looking for when the teams travels in terms of travel arrangements?
Good question, man. Good question. To the scheduling piece, no, I don't. I don't get heavily involved in that. I leave that up to coach and the AD and the administrative team in that regard. Although if there's a common denominator within there, let's say we're trying to schedule a team and I may have worked there or worked with somebody there or know someone on staff, I may make a phone call or two if need be. But for the most part, that's all Coach Simmons and our athletic administration team that kind of handles that. When it comes to hotels, you're looking for to where you're playing. You don't want to be too far away from the stadium because you don't want to get the guys kind of ready to go. We do some things in the hotel before we get on the bus to head to the stadium to kind of get the blood flowing. So you don't want to get them kind of amped up and then have to take a 45 to an hour drive to the hotel. I mean, from the hotel to the stadium. So you look for close proximity to where you're playing. You have to make sure hotel is full service because unlike the old days, we don't want to get on the bus and drive to and go through the buffet line for pregame. You know what I mean? We like to, when we get to the hotel, we like to be at the hotel and stay there. So it has to be a full service hotel. It has to be somewhere that has adequate amount of meeting space that we can hold our nightly meetings on Friday and our walkthroughs and our meetings on Saturday. It has to have the capability of having the space to hold our training room so that our guys can get treatment on Friday and Saturday morning, but we also can tape and get prepared for the game on Saturday as well. So those are just a couple of the nuances that we look at when we're trying to identify hotels. And once you get in the conference and you travel, back and forth every other year to these places, you pretty much got an idea where you want to go, right? The one thing I can say about us as a football staff led by Coach Simmons, we are probably the most baseball-oriented football staff that you'll find. And the reason I say that is we're superstitious as all get out, right? You really only find baseball teams being superstitious where, if they on a winning streak and they shake the sunflower seeds 5 times and then throw them out, they gonna keep doing that, right? We the same way. If you notice, after every touchdown scored, Coach Simmons is gonna look to his left or his right for some Gatorade, and typically I'm gonna be right there to hand him a cup because that's just what he does, right? So from a hotel standpoint, it's the same way. If we played in your city in a year and we won the game, you better believe we're gonna probably go back to that hotel the next time, right? And so we use all of those things, man, to try to find where we are, and it just goes into we're creatures of habit. That's really what it all boils down to. So the more we can keep our guys on a training routine and they know where we at, they know where we going, they kind of know where the meeting rooms are gonna be, they know where the dinner room's gonna be. The more we can do that, the better off we can be. Now they can just focus and go play ball.
Okay, so a follow up to that is I know you deal with a little bit of the logistics, a lot bit of the logistics, and I was just wondering from a transportation standpoint, you know, the buses coming to and from the airport, to and from the hotel, or even the games that we fly to. How involved are you with that process?
That's all me. That's all me. That's one of the things that that falls into my role. And thanks to our partners over at Astro Travel here in Tallahassee, they make sure that we are where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be there. Those guys over there do a really good job of providing us with top tier transportation. I've been to some places over time where we've been on the road and had to pull over to the side of the road because one of the buses broke down, and now you got to take people off that bus and put them on the other 2 buses, and you got football players double up and staff double up and all that type stuff. So that's not a good feeling. So to be able to get on the bus each and every week, whether they're taking us to the airport or whether they're taking us to our destination, and know that we're getting there safely, we don't have to pull over for any mechanical issues or anything like that. It make me sleep a little bit better, especially when I'm on the bus, right? So Astro does a really good job for us. Shouts out to Astro.
Awesome. All right.
Go ahead, Kofi.
Humble man, so you talked a lot about those superstitions and everything. So we lost the last 2 OBCs. So we're gonna be staying somewhere different. We gonna stop eating at the Rusty Pelican. Like what's what's gonna be the difference this year going into the OBC? Did they snipe him? Did they get him? Hello?
Let's see, Coach, you still there? We may have lost him as we're catching up. Let's do this. Let's take a short break. Come back, see if we can catch Coach Troy Johnson on the other side, and get our signal straight. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the ONG Strike Zone. We'll be back with Coach Johnson on the other side.
Did he snipe Drew too?
Then snipe me. I'm scared to move.
I'm moving. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. Snipe me. Snipe me, sniper. Snipe me.
You guys are funny. Love it.
It's getting really weird
all right,
out
so
there.
gotta love it. Gotta love it. The beauty of live internet streaming. So yeah, we're trying to figure out Coach Johnson's connection on the backside. Appreciate you guys. Not sure our producer might be talking to him, might be talking to help support here in a second. So appreciate you guys hanging in there with us as we get this situation worked out. I'm interested to find out from Coach about this player development that he mentioned a moment ago. You heard him mention that, right?
Yeah.
Say what now?
I'm glad we have him on because I this is my first time really getting just to talk with. I see him around all the time, but this is our first time, and I mean, he clarified a lot of things about what his responsibilities are. You know, it's a tall task, man, when you got the traveling party, like when you fly somewhere, you know, even when we don't, you know, with coaches, team, support staff, administration, and everything, you're talking at least 115 to 125 people minimum. So it's a lot of responsibility moving a football program across country. So it's a lot on it. It's a lot of moving parts in that because certain people have to be to the field at a certain time. You know the support staff got to be, you know, and the trainers got to be in, go to the locker room, get set up, put the equipment, put some of the equipment up, and uniforms and so forth. So he's got a lot of responsibility, man. It ain't fun sometimes. Trust me, I've been there.
Hey guys, can we log out and log back in and see if something changed?
Well, let's get our producer to go ahead and get us into a commercial break first, because the one thing that's happening is we got audio. So we've got audio live. I know there's people. If nothing else, they're watching the Chinese Saturday theater, but the audio is live. So that part is live, and we just got to catch up and try to get our producer to get us into a break. Hopefully, if he can hear us. That part I'm not even really sure about. So, good times on the O&G Strike Zone. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. There we go. I think we're going to break. We're getting there. It's slowly getting there. Going to break. Going to break.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him.
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
This is the BCSN Pod Zone, your place for the news, views, and conversations about all things related to HBCU athletics. Here are the BCSN Sports Wrap, Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, Knights of the Round Table, the pregame show, the Carlos Brown Show, the ONG Strike Zone, and more in one place. We are changing the way you consume HBCU sports, one broadcast at a time.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming...
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
Follow the Black College Sports Network on social media at MyBCSN1, the number 1, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at MyBCSN1.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
Can I get the now bar, please? $1. Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
All right, welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Brian, Kelvin, Kofi joining us, Coach LaTroy Johnson. Kofi, go ahead. You were up. Going to ask Coach a question there.
Yeah, man. So I was asking because y'all talked about all them superstitions and everything, and I know y'all got home game on lock, but we lost the last 2 down there in Miami. So what are we changing? Are we not going to eat at the Rusty Pelican? Are we changing the hotel? We already lost at Schuler's because we can't stay there. I don't know where y'all stayed last year, but please don't even drive anywhere near that darn hotel. Don't even look in that darn direction. Don't even breathe. If y'all got to stay in Durham West, Paul, please don't come near that hotel no more. Oh my God,
Hey.
that was just
You do. So, Big D's, man, you can find me at Big D's a bunch. You can find me at Big D's a bunch.
I got you. So let me ask you this. So is macaroni and cheese a must-have on your barbecue plate, or do you have to have, or would you prefer a separate side?
You ain't got to give me macaroni, not barbecue. You give me some potato salad and some beans, and I'm good.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. That's a Southern thing. Yeah. That's a good Southern boy.
Yeah. You got to think South Carolina, dog. So we do things a little different over there. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So
what part of Carolina are you
macaroni
from?
I'm from Orangeburg. I'm from Orangeburg.
Okay, I'm from Columbia. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I'm from Orangeburg. So for us, man, macaroni was a Sunday dish. You got macaroni on Sunday, but if you went to the real spot to get you a plate, you know what I'm saying? Them beans and that potato salad gonna be on there now.
I can dig it because everybody macaroni and cheese is not good. So I got
you. No, not at all. Not at all.
So speaking of that Orangeburg flavor in that South Carolina State game, man, I feel like I got family. All right, so my mom went to Alcorn, my dad went to North Carolina Central, but the rest of them went to South Carolina State and Jackson State. So I'm in the stands and watching the South Carolina State game, and I was feeling good with 10 minutes left, and we up by 20, and then it seemed like the devil wanted us to lose that game really bad. And the boys started coming. So take us through that moment, because the boys showed up at the end, and I was very appreciative of that, because that was going to be a long, long, long ride back to the crib, having to listen to all of my cousins call me and tell me that they beat us again. So we good.
Man, I would. That 14-point swing in the fourth quarter, that was my fault. That was all my fault. I got comfortable. We was up 21, whatever it was, 21-0 or whatever. And I left. I went outside and I started preparing for the game. The barbecue man called me and said he had pulled up and they was ready to set the tables. So I left. I left the field. I left the sideline. I went outside and started setting up the tables for the post-game meal. And then I hear the Marching 101 playing Get Up for the Bulldogs. So I was like, all right, they must have scored. So I didn't think nothing of it. We still going to do what we do. We up 21-7 now, right? So we moving tables, we setting up food and all that stuff. And next thing you know,
Coach Troy Johnson, assistant AD of football ops, FAMU football. Coming up, we'll take a short break. Come back in another 2 minutes. You're watching the ONG Strike Zone. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
Don't worry, Ma. We'll be there soon.
We? Is this the one?
Well, let's say I found the one who takes me to another level. Always stays calm under pressure. Most importantly, the one that helps me discover the coolest places.
This sounds wonderful.
Come outside, I'll introduce you.
They're here.
Definitely the one.
Introducing the all-new Nissan Frontier.
Some carriers will give you just one measly entertainment subscription. One is no fun. With Verizon, there's up to 7 entertainment subscriptions with your unlimited plan. That's 7 times the... 7 times the... No! 7 times the... Music, gaming, Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus, and more. That's 7 times the entertainment!
Because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
Your ad could be ran here. MyJBN.com/support. MyJBN.com/support for more information.
Let's get back to strolling instead of scrolling. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts on COVID-19 vaccines. Visit GetVaccineAnswers.org so you can make an informed decision for yourself and for your fam.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
This is the BCSN Pod Zone, your place for the news, views, and conversations about all things related to HBCU athletics. Here are the BCSN Sports Wrap, Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, Knights of the Round Table, the pregame show, the Carlos Brown Show, the ONG Strike Zone, and more in one place. We are changing the way you consume HBCU sports, one broadcast at a time.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High. All right, welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Brian, Kelvin, and Kofi. And sometimes with shows like this, we need a little levity. We need a little humor to kind of lighten the load of a long show. So it's a friend of Kofi's is a friend of ours. So it's a pleasure to have on Miss Stacey Gordon, a Rattler, a member, alumni of the Marching 100. How you doing, Stacey?
You know, I could be better, but I'm here.
Amen. I feel like that. I totally feel that. I feel that 100.
Unbelievable. That way I'm not making your day bad.
It's all good.
You
Pleasure
good,
to have you
sis.
on.
So tell everybody again, we're gonna start. I got a couple of questions just to get us in the flow and stuff. So tell everybody what instrument you played in the 100.
Okay, well, I played French horn in the 100, and then I was second trumpet in the jazz band as well as a vocalist. I was a part of the concert choir at FAM because my child sick, and I also that's not so much. And okay, well, go watch it on Samaj TV. Like, you need to get out, sis. Right. So, anywho, as well as the concert choir and the vocal jazz ensemble. Like, I did like everything you possibly could do when it came to visual and performing arts at FAMU. Like, I was even in this Central Theater, and I got to participate in Dreamgirls that year. So.
Oh, really? Okay. So, what part did you play in Dreamgirls?
Child, let me tell you that I ain't even play no part because I was kind of on the heavy side, heavy, and so it was all this Indie Girls minus one Effie, and I couldn't compete with that Effie, so I was a pit singer. So all this time you thought the people were on stage singing. It was a group of us concert choir members, like about 6 of us at the bottom of the stage singing everybody's part, minus maybe the lead. But as far as the backgrounds, they were literally hard down dancing and acting like they were singing, but that was our voices. You know what I mean? I'm in the program, so.
Hey, that's all that matters. So they was doing a little Milli Vanilli on y'all and had y'all being the real vocals. But gotcha. So, your memes have gone viral in Rattler Nation, right? The one that's at the Florida Classic when we had that whole 9-game losing streak where you looking like this.
Yeah, that was right there. Yeah.
That's me. So let me tell you. Okay, so all right. So they was okay, first of all, was I pregnant? I don't know, but I just know everything around me at that time was like stinking. And then so was the team, because it was like we were winning, and then but then like they were playing like this awesome church music, and I'm like, why did they ever play this church music when I was in the 100? Like I would have shouted everything. And so they was playing that little whatever they do. And so JL, I have to give credit to him. He wind up taking the picture and he gave it to me. And it wasn't a meme. I don't know if a pastor got caught in a scandal around that time, but whatever the case may be, one of my choir brothers, Lord, I forgot his name. One of my choir brothers wound up making the meme, and then it went like viral. And now, like I see it everywhere. And then it's so funny because if you will also see me in the ESPN2 special, like at the classic game, and somebody's with a hat with a jacket on, like that's me too. So it was just like that, and I'm still with the same face. I just have that face.
So. You're very vocal. I've noticed you. We were going to do a political show. You know, because you had so many political comments. We're coming up on a political. So, but before we get into that, I kind of wanted to talk about the Ed Reed situation. You being a Rattler, kind of like being close to the territory. What's your thoughts on all of that? And if you, because, you know, they came at us with all kind of jokes and everything and letting us have it. But I know you to be the truth teller and everything. So give your insight on Ed Reed, BCU, and what they need to do.
Okay, so let me first say the only people that right now that are losing are the students. And because I am an educator, you have to put the children first. And I feel like sometimes we adults on both ends, from Ed Reed to administration, kind of here she goes again, kind of, you need to go to bed. It's not funny. You want all the smoke. That's my 4-year-old. Take the cat. Goodbye. And close the door. Okay, so sorry about that again. So basically I feel like, for one, there's no way on God's green earth, as much secrets as I know for the employer that I work and at the school that I work at, right, that I could go and tell my truths and do it in school gear and do it on school campus. I feel like it's a loss because I do believe that Ed Reed would have been a tremendous gain to what they were doing. And I don't want to take away, because everybody's going, oh, well, he was going to bring this. He was going to, if he was going to bring it, he should have hushed. You had no contract signed, like, at all, whatsoever. Second of all, you cannot go there. Okay, I know you may be mad at Bethune-Cookman, but you got to look at Mary's last will and testament. And the way they may have been running that school is not the way she started it. Therefore, you can only say something to the administration. And two, he told the truth. You tell the truth about what's going on in your household? You tell the truth that your husband done cheated on you for the 5th time? You told the truth that that's not your child, that you just helped raise it because you're too embarrassed to tell your homeboys? No, you don't. So it's certain things that you keep in-house. He could tell the truth all he wants to tell it, but he should have told it to administration, cussing them out, doing a 60-minute special about it. You know what I'm saying? Documenting everything. That way when he's, listen, look, if you want me to help you, you got to help me. I got to tell the truth, but let's make money off of telling the truth. Even though I don't like the way Coach Prime did what he did, he didn't go to Jackson State and just go live on Instagram cussing on a golf cart. He got people to come in. He got the news media to come in. So because of that, okay, we got 2 stars. That's why I believe Ed Reed suffered from CTE, but he don't want to. He said he's never going to get tested on it, and you can tell by his outbursts when his lawyer or whoever it was had to go stop, calm down. And that alone right there is dangerous. And I'm saying that because I'm an educator and I get very upset, and as upset as I can get. You know what I'm saying? I cannot just, yo, God, sit down. I can't do that. And you got these boys looking up to you, and what you did was you lost because you so busy. I think Dr. Umar said, and I don't really like him like that, but he said something. You have this selfish stardom, like you believe we owe you something. HBCUs don't owe any NFL player that first, that can't get a job at a school you really want. So you come to us to like a step up. It's like the Orlando Magic. Everybody go to Orlando Magic team to go to another team to win a championship. And that's how I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? And so, I think Ed Reed should have maybe just kept his mouth closed, brought his friends in, and exposed the situation, but did it in-house, because there's nothing wrong with telling the truth, but you got to sometimes tell it in-house, because you don't see, and I'm not trying to call out any D9, you don't see none of the D9s going and telling what's happening in their meetings, and it may be some things happening in their meetings that go on that you're just not going to hear, and then when they come out in public, you will see literally a united front. You think everybody don't know? I'll just about to fight my section leader. I love you, but I was just about to fight for section leader that Friday, and Saturday we was at the game and you knew nothing happened. And I feel like, this whole exposing us, I can't expose HBCUs when I know that there's attack on us. And as long as there is someone attacking us that looks like us, I don't mind telling the truth. I don't want to just go on social media and do so. It'll be a story. Let's make money off it. Now, as far as the BCU students, stand up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all run that school. That is y'all money. In 4 years when you graduate, you going to have to pay all that money back. You run that school. It should be in your bylaws. Run that school. As far as the administration, get rid of them. Like, y'all still got Vince Carter mama there. Did she steal money? You know, I love Belvin Perry, but like, what are, you know, like, what you doing? We need, I do feel people who have an established alumni association with HBCUs, whether it's FAMU, whoever has an established alumni association, instead of just beating up Bethune-Cookman and laughing all the time, we do need to try to help them establish something where they are a nonprofit alumni association by themselves, and then they can start donating money. And then what they can do is endowments. Like, a lot of times people don't know, I don't want to donate to FAMU, but you can do endowments and have and operate under FAMU's name and fill out a form, you know, and raise money under FAMU name and specifically say where you want that money to go. But all this exposing Black people, like, stop it. It's mold at Yale. It's mold at FSU. It's mold at Vanderbilt. It's all kinds of things at these old buildings that were built back in the late 1900s, late 1700s, you know, early 1800s. But, you know, as a comedy, Rattlers by 30. You know what I'm saying? Classic. they we gonna do it again. So I mean, I do laugh because it sucks, but it's, I know but Mary's history. You know, I don't, that's Mary's history. And regardless of how we feel, she is a prevalent Black woman in Americans' history, Orlando's history. She helped Jones High School, you know, so I don't want her name go down the drain, and I don't want to see that school fail, because literally what will we do without a classic? That brings a lot of money to both Orlando, both schools, and everything else. So I hope they can get it together, and if we have to donate instruments like we did last time to start them, then let's do
it. So let me ask this. Let me ask this. So really, with you've got a new singing career that's coming up now, and you're singing. I really enjoyed one of my favorite movies is The Sound of Music. It just blesses my soul every time I see it. So, what made you do the whole Julie Andrews thing live with the children that was running in the bedroom a few minutes ago?
Well, okay, so what happened was I teach my students this. I'll never forget all my music teachers, every music teacher I've had from middle school, elementary, Miss Redding, shout out to you, Miss Nobles, Shores. Then you had Miss Wright, as well as at that time it was Sandy Purdom, then Miss Hargret, then, you know, Miss Coleman, and of course college. And all of my chorus music teachers, you know, they told me, you know, that's the basics of music. And of course, they introduced the soul and I am a huge fan of The Sound of Music. I'm a huge fan of everything this woman, Julie Andrews, has done. And so I teach my students that at school so they can know the solfege syllables as we do that. And of course, one day the kids was like, we want to do something, because they know I always film my students and they want to be on, you know, my TikTok or Instagram. And so I did it, and it was fun. My oldest one didn't want to do it. He said, I was like, I'm too old for that. I'm not doing that. And so I did it, and it wound up, it's funny, it's going viral. I just want to meet Julie Andrews though, if I can. She's one of the reasons why I'm a teacher. Like, you can imagine what you want to be it.
Hey guys,
what is your social media? What is your social media handle? So that way anyone who is not already following you or familiar can find you.
So it is my first name that's right there, but Gordon is with an E at the end. So there's a funny story behind that, since you want to know. Okay, I'm not gonna. Oh, matter of fact, I am gonna call her out because she wound up going viral. Did you all see Christian Demerit, that Rattler? She went viral because her headshots wind up you know, wind up going everywhere, and she was on she was on TV and everything about it. Did y'all see that on TikTok? When she was like, when you pay for cheap headshots, but they sell them and make money off of you. And she was on a book called My Big Black, you know, Crush or something like that. And it was just like this white guy with this thing, and she was up there with a purple sweater on. Y'all didn't see that?
No, I didn't see that one.
Oh my God.
I'm not on TikTok.
It got almost like 1 million. You got to go look at it. It got almost like literally 1 million views. So our freshman, I'm not going to out her, but we were at a band party, and somebody basically was like, "Your freshman sister is on the floor." I'm not going to say why. And so when I walked in, she looks up at me and she goes, Stase Gordon. And we was like, where the heck did you become French? Like, you're from Miami. Like, where is this French accent? And she was talking like this the whole time. And I was Stase Gordon. And so they rode me the whole time. And ever since then, like all my freshman brothers and sisters in the choir, they know that my name is Stase Gordon. And so since you're divorced, you know, I'm like, shut up. You know, I change it to my stage name in case anybody. And I divorced a rattler. So don't tell me, oh, you should have married a rattler man. And did. I'm looking for another one though. But you know that. So since then, I took that name and I said, if I ever become famous or ever become a stand-up comedian or something where I'm a personality, I'm going to use that name and I'm gonna pay her for it.
That'll work. That'll work. So, you know, are you doing anything on tour right now, or what's up with that? When are you performing next?
No. So watch this. I'm not like a singer where I go, okay, I sing like on stage and I do a lot of live productions. I do a lot of writing. I did a song for a movie overseas with I don't want to say their name yet, but even though I signed a contract with a huge production studio that has worked with Beyonce, Usher, you know, all those people. I'll send y'all the link later. But and it was so funny with that. I got called out the blue and was like, hey, the girl that's supposed to write a song, she didn't come. Can you come? And I'm like, sure, I'll go. And I literally wrote a song probably in like an hour, and we finished the whole entire song. And it's so funny because they didn't even use all the words, but it got cast movie. And so what I do now, I work for a company where I write. They ask me, look, we need this, and I write for them, and then I get residual money. I don't want to be, you know, you got to have money and people pushing you to be like an artist. I don't want that life. Like, I don't want to still have my life and still get paid. So what I do is my children, I write for movies, TV shows, right now overseas. Hopefully it becomes to America. Okay. And then that money will be passed down from generation to generation.
Last thing, I'm gonna let you go. So if you had an opportunity to be on a show with Candace Owens, or Candace, the Republican black Candace, what would you say to her?
Who?
Candace, the Republican black Candace. Candace.
Who?
You silly. Candace.
Did she pass away? Was she one of them Trump sister girls? Did she die?
No, that's not her. That's another. Well, no,
Oh, that was Diamond.
Yes.
Oh.
Candace.
I know who that girl is. I'm not
Republican
trying to
Party.
talk about her. Okay, so if I had to really be in a room with Candace, right? And Candace, no, I know you didn't pass away, girl. You know what I'm saying? It's shit on you because everybody gonna die. So. All right. I would go.
Candace
I don't even
Owens.
know. I would probably start with. So when the NAACP helped you sue for racism, when did you stop noticing racism exists? Before or after the money? I would start with that because when she was in high school, you know, brought the NAACP and sued. And so how does it taste, Candace? And then she'll probably ask me, and I'll be like, that bit, and then you hear beep, 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 beep. Because, you know, if there was a bed that you could be winched on.
Right.
You're on that bed. And I mean, you know, the money's good. You know they still call you the N-word, right?
Somebody
Ladies
does.
and gentlemen, that's my sister, Stase Gordon.
Yeah, I would
all
tell
the
her
way.
I feel. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna end with this because black people need to, and I got this from one of my he ain't my favorite, but one of a good comedian, Paul Mooney. I would tell her I am free, white, and 21, and that's what I identify. I identify as a free, white, and 21 woman in a black body with beautiful skin. Because I want that privilege. I want that mindset of that privilege. I want that mindset of, I want that and I get that. And because of that, it has worked wonders. I have stepped in the doors I've never stepped into. So yeah, I got it. I'm unapologetically white and black. How about that? I identify as rich.
Shondo. That'll work.
Make sure to follow on Twitter. That's STAHSAYGORDONE. That's on Twitter. E on the end. I found you. I followed you. And I'll make sure to retweet it on our webpage. And for those who are following on TikTok, I'm assuming it's the same on TikTok, right?
Yes, it's the same on every. If you just type in "stop saying," you gonna find me on that like that.
All right. We
and one more thing,
definitely
can you
gotta have
hire me?
Yeah. What position? What do you want to be? What hire you to do? There's a lot of open positions. What would you want?
What you need done? That's the question. What you need? You need
No answer.
media. What you need? An educator. You need.
We need a fundraiser for our new baseball stadium. How about let's start there? Get us going down this road.
Let's do that.
Get us going down this road.
You said, hold on, watch this. You said nothing but a word, and I'm not trying to put my stuff on the track, but I'm going to put it on the track right now. I sat in my house when Flint, Michigan was going through their stuff, and I was literally nursing my, not the one you saw, my other daughter. I was nursing her, and I saw that the mothers were crying and saying, "How do I feed my baby this formula with out the faucet, or do I drink this stuff and have to nurse my child?" And so I bought like a whole bunch of water, and I said, "Let me try to just if I can live like this by cooking and drinking strictly from bottled water." It took me about 3 hours, and I was like, I'm done. And so I saw another rattler, Valencia Gardner, in Miami. She took Miami and raised money and stuff like and went to Flint, Michigan with water. And so I literally went on Facebook, made a Facebook post. It went from stacking up water in my house till it was unbearable to the point you couldn't walk around, to churches started helping. Star 94.5 jumped in. Politicians jumped in. We wound up renting a truck, bringing water up there. Met little Miss Flint, Mari, before Obama said something to her. I'm still good friends with her mom today. We still talk. We wind up Eris Ayala. We wind up giving her a platform. Shouts out to another rattler, TJ Legacy Cole, because he's one of the ones that helped the Trayvon Martin when the kids went up there and did that march, as well as was my hands-on person when it came to, if you can look it up, it's called Sunshine for Flint. You can look it up on even social media, and that's what I do. So raising money, you ain't saying nothing but a word. They just need to if I can talk people into buying timeshare in 90 minutes, I can talk y'all into investing into us. And so all I'm saying is, if I have to be a lobbyist, I can do that. Shouts out to my mother, who was the sitting school board member for Orange County Public Schools over the past 20 years, board certified board member, national board certified board member, Obama National Task Force. She's willing to help. She's also an HBCU graduate, South Carolina State. So I'm just saying, rattlers, we have all these lawyers. It is time to invest back into the that once invested into the Hill. So that's just that hire me. But you got to pay me at least 60. I mean, I'm worth more, but you got to pay me at least 60 because I make that now as a music teacher.
Wow. All right, so we got to put a plan together as the beginning stages of the ONG NIL collective begins to form. One of our big projects will definitely be helping to find a way to rebuild our baseball park. Because once we get the pictures together and do the comparisons, because sometimes we got to shame folks as we see it works. We just gonna have to shame people into doing and giving. So National Alumni Convention is coming up in June, and so that's our goal, fellas. I'm putting it out right here, right now. Our goal is we are coming to the National Alumni Association in June, asking for donations to rebuild our ballpark. That's the initiative. Rebuild the ballpark. Maybe we got to come up with some initial, with some name or slogan, but that's the goal. And so I think we just found one of our chief fundraisers, and now we just got to get we got to get everything in motion, fellas. So we will be in touch, Stashe. We will be in touch, and we got to have you back on again more often, more regular. Enjoyed you coming on. Oh, yes. I mean, we got to get you in on the front end of the show next time. So instead of putting you at the back end of the show.
I like the front end, back end, middle end. As long as I'm in.
Well said. Thank you for your time tonight. Appreciate you.
Boy, it's a joke. It's a joke,
yeah,
man. I ain't going there.
It is. I ain't going there. I ain't going there either. I'm just gonna say thank you, Rattler, and I'm just gonna get off the line. And thank you, Stashe. You have a good evening, all the little ones. Shout out again to the little one and the cat. And she cut her mic. She had to go. Oh, Lord have mercy. God bless. That was beautiful. Thank you again. So that's going to do it for tonight's show. Good job, Kofi. Good get on the guest. Got to thank again Bo Somerset for joining us earlier. Coach Troy Johnson for joining us. We came back. I don't know, Drew. Was there something else? Hey, Stashe, good to see you again. You back? Yes. No. Hey. Yeah. Hey, you better cut. I don't know. You better cut that camera off.
I was laughing and I was laughing and my head hit the button.
Oh, okay. Well, please don't.
Okay.
Don't. Our producer, he see you come back on, and he hit the button and bring you back on live, and all of a sudden, so all right. Have a good night.
All right, bye.
Woo. Okay, we can bring it back. Yeah. So again, podcast BCSN Pod Zone. I'll make sure all the interviews get up on the Pod Zone. I know it might be a little choppy to kind of recut some things for digital video, but the podcast audio was clear on all the interviews, so we'll make sure that's up on the BCSN Pod Zone. Everywhere you download and listen to podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, that's where it'll all be. Again, BCSN Pod Zone. Please follow us, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at ONG Strike Zone, and go download the Jericho Broadcast Network's app, MyJBM, MyBCSN, if you search Apple App Store and Google Play. That's going to do it for tonight's show. Appreciate you guys for being with us on Facebook and YouTube, watching on Twitter. Hit the thumbs up button as you're out the door. You can always leave a super chat tip. You can also send us a Cash App donation. All the instructions are there in the description, how you can donate to the show via Cash App or Square. And then that doesn't really work like that, Drew. So, yeah, okay. All right, there we go. All right, and again, turn on the notifications for the ONG Strike Zone. All right, that's going to do it for my brothers. I appreciate you guys as always. Kofi Hemingway, Kelvin Rozier. I'm Brian Fulford. Get to Lawson this weekend. Alabama A&M. 2 o'clock women's tip, 4 o'clock men's tip. I believe there is still some good and magic that can come out of the season, but you got to believe, Rattler Nation. It starts with you. You got to get there. You got to support. Put your prayers, light a candle, do whatever you got to do. We can get a dub. We can get some wins. We just got to be there to support these young men and women, and anything's possible. Anything is possible. I'm sorry, Scotty does that. Or I'm sorry, KG did that. My bad. I don't want to steal from anybody, so let me stop and get off the phone. All right, that's going to do it for tonight's show. Rattler Nation, be good, be safe, be smart, and when you see a wildcat in the street, don't strike. Just maybe offer a trash bag and a couple dollars, maybe help pick up some trash or whatever, and help keep everyone safe and clean. That's gonna do it for tonight's show. Peace out, Rattler Nation.